So, Mario Kart World is out. A lot of people, both those who do own and don't own the game, have mixed feelings with it. While I have enjoyed my time with the game's new mechanics, alongside its fantastic soundtrack, I can't help but feel like the game is just missing parts. As you play, you start noticing odd things or features you'd think that would be in the game already. While individually small, they all start adding up. Among all these things, the first thing I think we should talk about is the unlocking stuff, just stuff in general. Unlocking characters is a bit weird. It is good in one sense because you unlock characters after every Grand Prix. That's fine, that makes sense. But unlocking the NPC characters through the Kamek item is quite tedious. I get they're trying to get you to play the game and experience it and just unlock them as time goes on, but it takes forever. And it feels odd because we thought it was going to be like you can unlock them through challenges in the open world. Like, that just makes sense. The next thing is a bit more weird to me, and that's the kart unlocks. The karts are good, the karts are great in this game, but there's not, you think there's 4 pages, but there's not. There's 3 pages and a quarter. It feels weird they didn't make an extra whole page. They just made 3 whole pages and then an extra row. That just feels weird. That just feels like there was supposed to be more. Either that or they're saving space, maybe. But otherwise, it just looks kind of weird. And finally, there's unlocking costumes. I can understand Mario having the most costumes in the game with at least 9 costumes, so 10 versions of Mario. But why do other characters have so little? Like DK and Pauline, who might be the most relevant characters upcoming to Donkey Kong Bonanza or whatever they're doing with that, have only 1 outfit each. That doesn't feel right. Unless they're gonna wait to add more outfits when like time goes on, that still feels weird. Especially like when other characters like Koopa Troopa gets 1, Koopa Troopa gets like 5, but then Dry Bones gets none, despite both being long-time characters. And now, more directly, is the free roam. The free roam is oddly empty. It is fun when you go for the P-switches. It is actually quite fun, and it teaches you how to play certain sections of the game. Even if they aren't in all the tracks, it's still nice to learn the mechanics. Like the wall riding, I learned because of several challenges you'd find early on in the game, and it's a good teacher. But beyond that, and the coins and the little question mark blocks that you can find on the floor, there's not much else to it. It makes a great lobby for online, but by itself, there's not much. And this is confusing, right? They add things like the vines and all these other cool things that you can find in the open world, but there's no meaning to them. Like, for example, you can find Nabbit. Nabbit is in every area of the world, and you can catch him, which unlocks a Nabbit sticker, but it does nothing else. So what's the point of making Nabbit appear everywhere if catching him multiple times doesn't do anything for you besides give you a couple of coins? And the last one that really peeved me, I really wish they allow us to do this, you can't go to Rainbow Road in free roam. The portal isn't there. Which really sucks because I think that would be a great place to put even more P-switches. And not just that, the second section of the track, which looks amazing, looks like it would work perfectly in open world. There might not even be much there because they didn't design it for that, but it would be nice, it would be great to go to Rainbow Road to do anything. It would be great to have this. You can just put more stickers there if they're really going to do the same approach, or they can do more with it. Then, of course, there's the tracks. The base tracks in this game are actually really good. They are probably some of the best we've gotten, especially because the booster course pass wasn't that high quality in some areas. Even still, there are really good courses in this game, but there are a lot less of them. Base 8 had 32, this is about 30, and the booster course pass brought that to 96. And while we do have intermissions, which provide like a boatload of extra courses, they just lack identity. And it's the identity that makes these Mario tracks so fun to play. You can't even like do time trials on them. The only one that I think kind of breaks this mold is the Crown City Bridge, which is honestly really fun to drive on. Even if it is like mainly a straight line, they've made it so that you can go left and take a glider, go up on the rails, or take the boost pads in the center. It's a fun intermission. But otherwise, a lot of them are just kind of homogenous. Like they have no real like name. They didn't even give names to these routes. Like they didn't even name them after, like they didn't name the roads. They didn't do anything like that. They're just all intermissions. which makes them kind of weak in comparison to the tracks, which are honestly really good. It's a bit unfortunate that they didn't make them more of their own thing. Overall, what people are noticing really quickly is there is a bit of a lack of quality of life. For example, unlocking the costumes can be really tedious. Like, I just go to Shy Guy Bazaar and go to like 4 different food stalls and he just keeps rostering through all the characters, just looking to see if they get a different outfit. Because our characters have less outfits than others, you have to double check the food with every single character, and it takes a while. This wouldn't be so much of a problem if they encouraged you to do open world more directly alongside Grand Prix or Knockout tours, because when you enter the game, you either go single player and go straight to Grand Prix or Knockout, or you go in free roam from the main menu. But that kind of like misses a mark for me, because it's like, why not do them side by side? Why not do it so that you can't start a Grand Prix until you go there in the overworld, so that way you explore the area and before you start racing you get a feel for it. It would have been a really great way to encourage you to explore the world, do the P-switches, and then do the Grand Prix. The other thing, which I think we've all suffered from, is at first, before in the early days of the game's release, we can't see what music's playing in the free roam, and we can't even change it to. That's really, I wish they would allow you to it. It's dynamic, which is good because you can play it from night to day. That's great. That does fit the mood for a lot of areas in the game. But let us see the name of the music that's playing, because looking for it was difficult at first. And then of course the big one, the character selection UI is not great. You can manage with it if you use the filter, but it's still not great. I would like to see them change that and improve it in some way, shape or form in the future. The other one, which is really annoying, especially for the open world, is you can't keep track of collectibles and coins, and the medallions specifically. At least show us where the P-switches are, or mainly the P-switches we've already collected, because there's more than 390 switches in the game. And then there's the coins and the question block panels. That's really hard to keep track of. Specifically, where I've already been. The other thing is, although they advertise it heavily and we know they're there, they don't actually teach you how to use some of the basic quality of life things they added. Specifically, the rewind feature. They don't tell you how to use that until you realize it's just down on the D-pad, which unfortunately took me a while. Though it turns out it does show you, but only inside the manual. But you're never going to be looking at the manual if you're already out in free roam, because you can't access it unless you go back out to the main menu. And this is the one that really I felt so stupid for. I didn't know you could open the map while in free mode. I thought you had to exit and then re-enter to look at the map. Turns out you just have to press Y. So if anyone wondering that as well, there you go. And while I do like what they did with the map, and specifically the mini-map, where you can see down the top-down perspective, it's really nice, really clever. There's no compass on it. That's a bit more of a nitpick, but I would like to see which direction I'm going in. To round up all the other things, it's better to compare this game to 8 Deluxe, because there's a lot of things that are missing from there. For one, 200cc, which would be incredible in this game with the wider courses. It would just be so much more fun. Then there's tournament mode, which would be very nice for people to arrange their own events and stuff like that. The Mariokart TV highlighting, which means you can record matches from online and then look at them later, which you can't do right now, I don't think. Then there's true item customization, so you could have races or tournaments with only red shells or only mushrooms, which are actually quite good rooms for if you want to practice stuff with people. Then there's the profile. Although we do have milestones with the coins and the stickers that keep track of what you've unlocked, it's not quite the same as the profile in Mariokart 8 Deluxe, which shows you fun stuff like how many drifts have you done, how many coins have you actually collected in total, all that stuff, like favorite track, favorite kart, stuff like that. And then there's Renegade Roundup, which will just make battle mode a lot better. I honestly haven't tried it yet because it doesn't seem all that too appealing. And then finally the big one, Jukebox. The jukebox that was on the main menu for the old Mario Kart. Putting it in this game for the free roam would be incredible. Hell, even make it an unlock if you really want to do something with it. Make it an unlock after you beat the game or something. I wanted to bring up 8 Deluxe because I think people are taken aback by Mario Kart World because of the comparisons between the two. 8 Deluxe is by far a more complete experience, with the most courses and hundreds of car combinations. And what's funny is that Mario Kart 8 had similar issues when it first launched on the Wii U. It didn't have enough courses, or characters, or anything like that. What saved 8 and made it probably one of the best games in the series, arguably, is the content it received over the course of the last 10 years. In the first game, we got its 2 DLCs, which gave players what they wanted. More courses, more carts, more characters. That's what they were looking for. Then we got 8 Deluxe on Switch, which added a few more characters and carts, alongside the battle mode, which everyone asked for, and then additions to the core mechanics to improve the game, such as reintroducing double items and allowing Ultra Mini Turbos. Those are really good changes. They even provided a reason to reach certain milestones in Mario Kart 7, where players would receive parts or characters who are gold for doing time trials or getting enough coins. Despite its mixed quality and initial reception, what really pushed 8 so far with Deluxe was the booster course parks, which, although it had, some Toad circuits and things like that, the gradual releases of these courses and the balance changes that they tried to make the game more fun with gave the game so much more longevity and it doubled the number of courses in the game to 96. That is a lot. Those are my thoughts on the game right now. It has been fun time trialing and getting better at the game again, especially with the brand new mechanics to make it fresh. But the game needs time if it wants to reach the same heights as 8 Deluxe. There's a lot of things that they just need to add in. They'll definitely add new characters, that's obvious. New characters, new tracks. We'll figure out when they show them off, like how they're going to do it with a new open world or pocketed courses or anything like that. But we just have to wait and see. I want this to be a good game, though it's not worth it for everyone yet, not especially since the transition to Switch 2 is so expensive. And if you are going to get Mario Kart, I would highly suggest getting the bundled version if you can. It makes it a much better investment, but even still, I know there might be some people out there who want to wait for the game to get more features before they buy it. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. If you have any ideas for what you think the game needs and what's missing, please leave a comment, like and subscribe, and hopefully I can come back and see you guys again soon. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.